What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RC's Gateway to Comics. Today we are going to be talking about a phrase that is thrown around all too often in the writing sphere. And that phrase is, write what you know. And today we're going to be talking about why I don't really agree with that. If I was going to be saying that, then I would say, write what you are familiar with and have studied, because most of my stories don't revolve around a graphic designer who has aspirations of putting out a series of books and comic books and wants to become even better at all of that sort of stuff. That would be an extremely boring story. And it's something that it's pretty much my life. That's what I'm familiar with. But if you have the opportunity to do research and to further learn other things that you may be interested in, then the opportunities for stories can be endless. As I have mentioned in all of my previous writings videos, I have written 5 pirate stories. And as you can tell, I am not a pirate. I do not live in the 1700s. And I certainly don't know or didn't know anything about sailing the 7 seas and fighting magical beings. All of this stuff was either stuff that I came up with in my head because it's not actually real, or stuff that I did research on. I did a crap ton of research on pirates and where they would be hiding out back in the 1700s, where, what their fates would be if they were captured by the Navy, what treasures they would be looking for around that time, what the different parts of a ship were called. All that stuff I had no clue about before I started looking into it. And if you jump into a project and you don't do your proper research, then you may end up looking like a fool if you don't do that proper research. You may be doing like a story about a police officer, and you have them pull out a revolver, and then you say that they reload a magazine. And you would have all the gun enthusiasts wanting to smack you upside the head because that is not how a gun works. And believe it or not, I've seen artists absolutely fail at that sort of thing because they have tried to. There was this one comic that I saw, I forget which one it was, but they had a revolver ejecting gun casings, when that is precisely how that does not work. So whenever it comes to write what you know, you can write what you are knowledgeable on. So if you wanted to write a story about a coroner who is stealing bodies and the police are sort of hot on his tail and they are trying to find clues about where this guy is, you would do research about like crime scene investigations, what coroners do, what police do, what the usual processes are for police investigations, how they hunt down criminals. You would do research on all that because unless you're a police officer, you wouldn't know jack shit about that. And that sort of stuff it's all available to you on the internet. It's a Google search away. And that is something that you can utilize whenever you are trying to put out a story. Because if you can make it seem believable and you show that you know what you're talking about, even if you're not a part of that, um, part, even if you don't have that job title, and um, you're not like an adventurer or an archaeologist writing a story about an adventurer and archaeologist going and searching for like buried treasure or something, then you can make people believe that you are familiar with that sort of thing, and you can get their imaginations going and have them be intrigued by using that information that you have stored away and that you have learned to pull them into the story. Because even if it is a fictional universe, the stuff that is relevant to a person, like having guns work correctly, or having mechanical stuff that is accurate, or a history that's well put together, all of that stuff, even if it may be small, is going to keep people's attention. And if you lose that attention, you risk losing that person as a reader. So, my best advice for any of you writers out there is make sure that you do your research and then write what you know from that. Don't just go by write what you know, because that can be extremely limiting. And if you rely on your research, then I can almost guarantee you that you're going to have a much better put together story that will last for much longer and leave a much better impact. What are you guys' thoughts on the phrase write what you know? And do you agree that research can certainly help writers whenever it comes to this? I want to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If it's also informative to you, please leave a like. And if you would, also please subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to grow and get these lessons out to the various different creatives who are out there. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. Peace out.